on that point, I hear it often said that the elections are due by September. That is not constitutionally correct. What the Constitution provides for is an outer life for the date of Parliament, and that is 5 years, and the life of the Parliament commences on the first sitting of the Parliament after general elections, not when the general elections are held, because we know that the electoral laws require formalities to be complied with about counting, and sometimes space has to be given for recounts, judicial recounts.
After the 15th of September, which is when the Parliament dissolves, the Prime Minister has no power to call no election. So even if you see him at the point after the 15th of September, if he steps to the podium and says, I have informed the Governor General that the election is this date, it's just one big dummy standing up trying to save face because time run out on him.
So the government of Jamaica are very scared of the People's National Party and Mark Golding. They are planning not to call the general election by now to September. They are thinking about go beyond September, maybe next year again. But the PNP are not having it. And when me hear Marlene Malahu Fat said it is not constitutional for them to call the election by now in September, I was shocked. Because I was like, what? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you're not going to call the general election by now and September? By the way, I think you all should call the general election like right now, because the people of Jamaica need to make a choice. They need to choose who they want to run this country. And it is surely not the puppet. Are you puppets in the Jamaican Labour Party? Time come for a change. Time come for a new leader. People, if you don't like and share the video yet, may I ask you if you like and share this video. Alright? Leave a like on this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. May hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful evening. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update, so you definitely don't want to miss none. So watch the video until the end. Remember, like up the video, share up the video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Alright, make we run the intro and come back. We're so forward.
No, they say they save for a rainy day. I hear the finance minister said, oh, we save, and when we save, we can spend, and we can save for a rainy day. They said the PMP is not the saving party. Well, let's analyze a rainy day, because COVID-19 was a rainy day. If there's ever a rainy day, COVID-19, let's analyze. Let's analyze. Me already tell you about that already. Lies will not win you this election. And now I'm going to show a light. But when COVID came, they depended on the NHF, which was created by the People's National Party. That is the PMP saving fund that they had to raise. Go on again, Sophie, I don't want to take too long. When COVID came, they depended on the Universal Access Fund. All of the spending for children to get access on the wireless, and that was PMP saving fund. Come again. They depended on the Tourism Enhancement Fund. Well, go on, man. Come again. I can beat them. They depended on NHC. Created by the People's National Party. E-learning Jamaica, PMP saving fund. JC, PMP saving fund. Come again. Chase fund, PMP saving plan. Had it not been for the PMP saving plan, they could not have executed 40 years ago. Where would we be? I give you no heart. I give you no heart. I rewarded Edward Seagafat. I gave him a plaque. He came to the dinner. He wasn't as what do you call it now? Biased as you. He came to the PMP-YO's dinner, and I gave him a plaque. Look, NHT, created by the PMP in 1976. Michael Manley. Jamaica Social Investment Fund, 1996, P.J. Patterson. Chase Fund, 2002, P.J. Patterson. National Health Fund, 2003, P.J. Patterson. E-Learning Jamaica, 2003, P.J. Patterson. Tourism Enhancement Fund, 2004, P.J. Patterson. Universal Access Fund, 2004. Did you see Andrew Holiness name up there? No. All part, but part wasn't a source of funds. So it wasn't the saving plan. But it's a program that they're depending on. But I'm showing you that how is it that the band raiders are saying that they're better than the farmers of the corn?
So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now my viewers and my subscribers, the People's National Party and the Jamaican people are calling on Marlene Malauulu Fart to come and explain what she means by it is not constitutional for them to call the election by now and September. When the people of Jamaica are here preparing to vote out, these people, they are holding back on the general election and are going like they want to play ring-a-ring-a rosy with the general election. Now, Andrew Holiness were so quick to call the election before time in the middle of a pandemic. He was quick to call the general election. So why is he afraid now? When the election is constitutional due, the election is constitutionally due, and he is afraid to call the general election. What is he hiding from?
On that point, I hear it often said that the elections are due by September. That is not constitutionally correct. What the Constitution provides for is an outer life for the date of Parliament, and that is 5 years, and the life of the Parliament commences on the first sitting of the Parliament after general elections, not when the general elections are held, because we know that the electoral laws require formalities to be complied with about counting, and sometimes space has to be given for recounts, judicial recounts. So it's important for all Jamaicans to understand that the life of the Parliament is not fixed, because we do not have fixed date elections, but the outer life of the Parliament is 5 years. And if elections are not called sooner, the Parliament automatically dissolves on the 5th anniversary after its first sitting. And then the Constitution also provides for the holding of elections within 3 months of the Parliament being dissolved. And that is set out at section 6T4 of the Constitution. Section 64(1) says that the Governor General may at any time, by proclamation published in the Gazette, prorogue or dissolve Parliament. Subsection 2 provides that subject to the provisions of subsection 3 of this section, Parliament, unless sooner dissolved, shall continue for 5 years from the date of its first sitting after any dissolution, and shall then stand dissolved. Subsection 3. At any time when Jamaica is at war, Parliament may from time to time extend the period of 5 years specified in subsection 2 of this section for not more than 12 months at a time, provided that the life of Parliament shall not be extended under this subsection for more than 2 years. It says, subsection 4 says, if between a dissolution of Parliament and the next ensuing general election of members of the House of Representatives, an emergency arises of such a nature that in the opinion of the Prime Minister it is necessary for the two houses or either of them to be summoned before that a general election can be held, the Governor-General may, by proclamation published in the Gazette, summon the two houses of the preceding Parliament, and that Parliament shall thereupon be deemed, except for the purposes of Section 65, not to have been dissolved, but shall be deemed, except, as said, to be dissolved on the date on which the polls are held in the next ensuing elections. And it indicates that in the exercise of his powers under this section, the Governor-General shall act in accordance with the advice to the Prime Minister, provided that if the House of Representatives, by a resolution which has received the affirmative vote of a majority of all the members thereof, has resolved that it has no confidence in the government, the Governor-General shall, by proclamation published in the Gazette, dissolve Parliament. So it provides for the dissolution of Parliament where there is a no confidence vote. And elections have to be held within 3 months after the Parliament is dissolved. All right, so that's the specific learning for members of the public today about the holding of elections. And I hope that members of the media who repeatedly report that elections are due by a particular time would take note of the provisions. Of course, we know that the elections may be called at any time.
Now, people, if these people do not call the election by now in September, let me see what you all are going to do. If you're just going to sit back and allow these people to abuse you all, let me see if you all going to sit back and allow these people to stay in power until next year, when the election is due. Time come for a change. And these people go on like say, at them own this country. Remember, and Holiness and the Labour right them said, they will not allow PNP back inside of this country. PNP will never get this country to run again. So, that is why they're doing everything that they're doing at this moment. And constitutionally, these people are breaking every single law to please themselves. And everybody just sit back, relax, and silent about it. On a need to make on a voice be heard. Alright? Now, so the People's National Party are questioning Marlene Malahoo fought because she a real fought. Because she adapt all of Andrew Wallace's dirty style them. Everything. She's artless, just like Andrew Wallace. Just like how she sell out our kids to the gay community.
Strictly legally, what she says is correct, but no democratic government does that, so I'm surprised that she even bothers to make the point, because the normal thing and the normal course in that the Constitution prescribes is that the life of the parliament ends on the anniversary, the 5th anniversary of the first meeting. And we know that the first meeting of parliament after the last election was in September. And that is why, everybody has been saying the elections have to be held by September. But in exceptional circumstances, you can call the elections at a period after that cutoff date, though the parliament really is not sitting. So that what it will be doing is depriving us of our parliamentary representation by extending the period before the new parliament is elected. So that there's really no justification from a democratic point of view for that situation to be exploited. One of the things about constitutions is that you must not always go by the letter of the law, but by the principle of the law. Because there are things which have to be generalized in a document, and it cannot anticipate the behavior of people from time to time, so that a lot depends on the integrity of the persons operating the system.
Why do you say you're surprised by the comments of the minister?
Because if you do not contemplating going beyond what I would call the normal and conventional time, why should you mention it? And although everybody has accepted that the normal time is by September, she was criticizing journalists for saying that it is September. Why should anybody concentrate on the exceptional rather than the normal and the appropriate?
Very well. Thank you, Dr. Barnett.
Right.
Now, people, Dr. Dayton Campbell also weigh in on the history people. You understand? And is seeking answers as well from Marlene Malahou Fart and Broad Devil himself and the Jamaican Labour Party, because what they're doing is wrong, totally wrong, and they need to call the election like right now. Andrew Holiness, call it. Andrew, call it. But people, listen what Dr. Dayton Campbell had to say, and then we come back and talk some more. All right? We soon come.
The People's National Party has taken note of the gratuitous comments and public recitation of constitutional provisions by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, the Honorable Marlene Malahou Fort, MP, regarding the timing of the next general election. At a time when the Jamaican people are experiencing immense hardship, with 58% saying the country is headed in the wrong direction, 66% believing corruption has increased over the last 5 years, and over 48% citing crime and violence as the country's biggest problem, the minister's intervention appears designed to inject uncertainty and confusion. It reeks of desperation and appears to test the patience of a people who are already demanding meaningful change. The Jamaican people expect to go to the polls by September 2025 to elect a new government. That expectation is not merely political, it is constitutional. It must not be frustrated. The public is already engaged, with nearly 42% of Jamaicans saying they definitely intend to vote, and another 11% saying they are quite likely to vote when elections are called. The PNP reiterates that under Jamaica's constitution, if the Prime Minister does not advise the Governor-General to dissolve Parliament, it will do so automatically upon the completion of its term. Once Parliament is dissolved, a general election must be held within 3 months. Jamaica is not at war, and there are no conditions currently present that would permit a lawful extension or deviation from this timeline. We caution the JLP administration against abusing or misinterpreting any constitutional provisions for which the objective requirements do not exist. This government's track record of constitutional recklessness is well documented, from pre-signed Senate resignation letters to the appointment of an acting Chief Justice in breach of convention to the needs legislation which was struck down by the Constitutional Court. Jamaica's constitutional democracy is strong and resilient, but it must not be undermined by an administration attempting to extend its time in power by dubious means. It must be noted that while Jamaicans are steadfast and committed to democratic norms, the minister's comments are dangerously provocative and entirely unnecessary. Both political parties are already in campaign mode, and the people rightly expect an election by September 2025. If the minister's statement was merely an attempt to test public reaction or distract from the mounting failures of governance, let it be known the PNP will not be distracted, nor will we back down from our duty to stand with the people. I am therefore calling on the Prime Minister to urgently clarify the purpose of the minister's comments and to reassure the nation that there will be no attempt to delay the election or interfere with the constitutional timeline. Now, more than ever, the country needs leadership, not evasion, distraction, or constitutional mystery.
Now, people, Andrew Wallace and a criminal organization are trying everything in their power to distract the people of Jamaica and so turn the people's mind to their lives and their desperation. Now, Damian Crawford also give Andrew Wallace a piece of whipping. Yes, man. Damian Crawford take off his belt and whip Andrew Wallace and the labor right them across them back and teach them a few lessons as well. Now, we are going to listen to what Damian Crawford had to say. So people, take a listen, take a look, and remember to leave a like on this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Alright, so I'm going to run the video and come back and talk some more. We'll soon forward.
Prime Minister Holiness on poverty. He says, the graph now being displayed, this is the exact graph that the Prime Minister displayed. The graph now being displayed illustrates the trajectory of poverty prevalence in our country. It clearly shows that under my administration, meaning my Andrew Holiness administration, we have achieved a steady and measurable decline in poverty, apart from temporary spikes in 2020 caused by the pandemic. This is a direct quotation of Andrew Holiness. Now let us look at the graph. They received in 2016, because his administration is 2016 to now 2024. In 2016, poverty was 11.6%. And now it is 12.1%. It has increased. Yet we have a Prime Minister that says this graph that shows an increase in his administration clearly shows that under his administration there's a steady and measurable decline. In his administration. He didn't say there's a decline since COVID. I couldn't argue with that because it goes to 21%. He didn't say after we caused a spike in 2017 up to 19.3%, there's a decline. This man said, how can we trust a man like that? Who said that in my administration, from 2016 to 2024, when at the start he received it at 11.6, and it is now above what it was. Above what it was. Let us look. Let us look, Sophie, move it quickly, because these are the Prime Minister's words, not my words. Move again, so. No, listen, no, make it stay there now. This is what poverty handing over was. In 1988, the JLP handed over to the PMP a poverty rate of 30.5%. Senator Bunting, you seen that? I want you to put on your glasses, good. 1988, the end, that is the last part of the year now. So we give them just that now. So we get it 89, 30.5%. The PMP administration that they lambast took it down under PJ Patterson and Portia Simpson Miller later to 9.9%.
Absolutely.
Hold on now. Hold on now. The JLP then won in 2011. So we give them it 2007. We give them it at 9.9. They carried it to 19.9%. You hear what I say? More than double it. Come again now.
So what about Fitza?
Wait no man, make them stay no man. We don't have time for talk. Wait. The PMP got it back and moved it from 19.9 to 11. Which party is the party for the poor? All kinds of reasons now. You should apologize to the people. Google it. Google it. No, Google, I'll be on time. AI it, chat GPT it.
Yes.
You want deep seek it. Make a repeat. In 1988, the last day of 1988, poverty was 30.5%, created by the administration of Edward Seaga.
That's the year we started to make
The PMP started now and fought everything that we fought, including what they say is FinZac, including Three Hurricane, including liberalization, including IMF, including bank failure. We took it from 30.5 to 9.9.
Absolutely. Complete analysis.
They then, so we saw the trajectory that was happening.
Yes.
And the people say, you know what? Make us see what go on. Some young people said, I never seen no labor right there. Let me try. And they won. What happened? It moved from 9 to 19%. Based on what they're saying, labor rights salt, man. Every time they come in, it mash up. Every time labor rights come in, something go wrong. We don't want a more salt government, man. They then take it from 9.9 to 19.9. All right? We take it back. And what happened? It went down again dramatically to 11. And the Prime Minister who says that clearly it is going down under his administration have moved it from 11 to 12.1. What can go so? What? I think we have dealt with that sufficiently so.
The Labour right them failed to understand that Andrew Holiness and his government is the worst government in the history of Jamaica. They are the worst. They are a criminal organization. I be a thief over there. We are rob poor people purse. Some people will not have no integrity, no moral, no loyalty, nothing about them. Some people that care zero about the people that they represent. And that's why we say, time come. And for all of uno, fool people, ni come po, we continually, I said this government is the best government. Una go crazy.
Went on a hoodlum platform.
May I tell you, let's talk a little bit of politics. If Badman was a person, the young man there were just see this. boy, he exhibit the same bad mind behavior like all the other JLP representatives. And I still can't understand why this young man is carrying belly for Mark Golding, because Mark Golding came to Canada and he was supposed to interview Mark Golding and he was declined. And he's been bitter ever since. Now, when I decided that I wanted to speak a little about politics on my platform, and I had all the JLP representative trying to teach me about politics, because I never knew much. And it was when the PMP come and rebuttal them about some of the things they were saying, and then I started to do my own research and find out what politics is. But I can tell you this. During my time on this platform, I can tell you that the JLP political platform are 10-1 to the PMP. I've seen way more JLP platform in the social media space. The JLP will go to bat for the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holiness. I have seen, even when he was being investigated, every political person, JLP personnel, change their display picture to Andrew Holiness, saying they support him. But you know what I've never seen? I have never seen Andrew Holiness took the time out of his day to come on any of the JLP platform to speak to them. And you are big mad because Mark Golding took the time out to go on a blogger's platform to speak to them. No. You class the platform as a hoodlum platform. But I would say, based on how all of you project yourself on the hoodlum JLP platforms that you have, that is why Andrew Holiness has never come out on one of your platforms to even say hi. You know shame. You know shame that you left Canada, went all the way to Jamaica to interview Andrew Holiness, and he didn't turn up. They gave you the wrong address and sent you the wrong place. Motivational Miller, get over your bitterness, man. You're too bitter, man. And that's politics 101. See you again. One really out until the next episode.